The buzzwords you hear after week one is overreaction, don't overreact. So what are some tips of advice you have there, Jack?
Yeah, just keep in mind that your teams are going to regress back to the middle. So if they played really well, they're going to probably do worse. Really bad, they're going to improve. And you can look at the stats and it plays out. About 60% of the time, teams that got beat by double digits in week one will come back and cover in week two. Teams that won by double digits will also do the same thing. They'll come back and cover. Two lost teams play the underdog. So look for value in teams that played bad just a week ago.
So perhaps the G-men that you mentioned might fall under that category.
Among others, exactly.
Yes. Sure, not the only team that looked bad last week.
No doubt.
But certainly one of them. But, Jack, the numbers clearly show that your analysis is correct. Since 2010.
Way to go, Jack.
That's right. I do my best.
Since 2010, teams off a loss, 0-1 teams versus 1-0 teams, it's the 0-1 teams who are the winners. 1-0 teams, 41-61 against the point spread. That's losing money. So it's the winless team that comes out hungry, and the 1-0 team tends to be a little bit fat and happy. There is one caveat. We have 0-1 teams who lost last week as a favorite. Those teams have been good long term, 41-30 against the spread. So if you lost last week as chalk, this might be the week that they bounce back. Buffalo, Denver, Seattle, and Cincinnati all fall into that category this week.
For maybe some of the new bettors out there who are kind of new to this world, you know, week one was so weird. Is that common, especially now, like Jack, you were talking about, so many teams don't play their guys in the preseason that you kind of don't know what you're getting?
I talked about it last week. I mean, divisional underdogs had hit 72% of the time in week one. They were 5-2 last week. So the trends continue. In this league, you've got to be okay betting uncomfortable teams. And so you're going to get value on teams that you don't want to walk up to the window and play. All these line setters, they have television sets. They know what's supposed to happen, and so they create those lines where there's value in the dogs.
All right.
Yeah, and that's very true, Jack. I mean, oftentimes you'll see the teams that look their worst in week one come back week two with a whole different mindset and a whole different performance.
A lot of